Bradley, in the context of Web3, where do social tokens fit and what are the benefits of them over things like DAOs and NFTs?
Social tokens you could think of as extensions of community and can act as sort of a money in community. So the same way someone may want a token of appreciation or a token of gratitude, in the future we're building the infrastructure that allows this to be feasible and possible. And the sameness of those tokens allow it to exist as a standard for a community versus something like NFTs where the uniqueness is derived from their differences. So, an album that may be the first edition versus the second edition, these have different values. Meanwhile, social tokens derive their value in sort of a unique sameness, allowing them to exist as money.
And so, Bradley, as a creator, then, how should I think about defining my social tokens?
Social tokens can act as an extension of your community and kind of what you guys are already doing. So if you want to extend subscriptions or something like this into the social token world, you can think about gating access to something like a Discord, Clubhouse, Twitch, any sort of platform that you're already on. Your social token can act as a layer. So once people hold a certain amount of that token, they can then gain access. Through Roll, the token can become valuable. So you'll need to purchase a certain amount of tokens in order to gain access.
Creating the value of social tokens and being able to standardize that across a number of different applications so that people can associate a certain value to it. What is the framework or construct you've used to be able to set that base value?
That's fantastic. Yeah. So we exist in a world where the tokens that Roll creates are Ethereum tokens. So they're ERC20 tokens that exist independent of platforms, even Roll. And so this allows them to plug into other financial systems like Uniswap, SushiSwap, other sort of exchanges. And these exchanges kind of exist as sort of a Craigslist of money. So I can post a token, let's say, I can provide a value for it. And if the community decides that that's the value, we can create a market essentially.
And there's a relative benchmark there established.
Absolutely, yeah. And we've done this, hundreds of times at this point. Many of the exchanges that you may know, some of the top 10 exchanges have listed Roll social tokens. And so it allows creators to almost think of a new pathway to monetize on the internet.
And so one of the things you're doing as well is providing some tie-ins to legacy fiat infrastructure to help drive that adoption.
Exactly, yeah. So Roll very soon will provide fiat onboarding infrastructure, which will allow tokens that are liquid through decentralized financed means to be able to be purchased through a debit card or by connecting your bank account. And as Roll being API infrastructure, you could imagine the future of applications having a nice shiny buy button, on their application where you can buy tokens from any user and they can collect fees as well as Roll on the back end providing that infrastructure.
When you look out longer term, then you see mass adoption of social tokens. What do you think will be the base floor, if you will, value parameters that are established for the users?
Yeah, so we're in the position where we're going to make a lot of other companies successful. You may think of new categories that are emerging like play to earn. Roll can create anything to earn. Roll connected to a streaming platform allows any user to listen to a song and receive tokens from that artist.
Is that infrastructure layer, or do you see yourself moving up into the application layer as well?
Nope. Yeah, so we're going to stay at the infrastructure layer. You'll see whole metaverses and spatial audio companies, social companies integrate social tokens. And it's our view, much like Stripe or PayPal, that this will require extensive infrastructure, both in the Web3 landscape, or as we like to say, the Web 2.5 landscape. You can imagine social tokens flying across Twitter with ease, people getting their first social tokens or a taste of crypto through this. This is how we think things will go mainstream in the next few years and will require a lot of infrastructure.
And what gave you the original inspiration for Roll then as a content creation platform and social tokens?
Yeah, I was just fascinated by the creator economy, how it was growing. I remember the day YouTube added a donate button and Patreon kind of came out, and really saw that as these things evolved, there needed to be an end state with creators and their own economy. And that end state would allow them to separate the value they create from the platform itself. You could really think about social tokens as a unique version of monetary systems for communities that can exist independent of platforms.
Isn't it disruptive, though, to the content licensing strategies of all the big content platforms today to talk about giving this much power over to the creator?
So is streaming. Folks need to adapt over time. As technology evolves, general, compliance and licensing infrastructure needs to upgrade as well. We're seeing new applications of communities like DAOs, which Roll also powers, where the coordination of what happens, is in the hands of the community, less so the creator or, a board of advisors, let's say.
You see yourself as a big disruptor then in that regard?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're in a unique place because we're working with very large organizations, as well as folks that are just getting into Web3 and want to start new concept of a news station or a record label or a studio. People have big dreams, and social tokens are able to accomplish that, as well as integrate into mass financial and social systems.